Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
Our program is sponsored by Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust and Cheney's Restaurant. More about them in a little bit. Right now on our media line, Neville Hall, the mayor of Eden. Mayor, hello. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mike. Good afternoon. I'm doing great. Hope you are.
I'm doing fine. Yeah, and we got a little extra time, a little longer weekend. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a little long weekend. It's been a long year, so hopefully now that things are easing with the COVID restrictions, people can enjoy this weekend.
Sure.
Like it's meant to be.
That's exactly right. Yeah, people getting out and about. And there are a lot of things to do. Well, I know you wanted to mention the big event in Uptown Eden 1 week from today, so we'll get to that. But let's back up first to the Eden City Council meeting we had May 18th. It was a long meeting, and lots of folks concerned about some zoning issues and maybe some misunderstanding, miscommunication, or things on that, but things are beginning to work out on that, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, we knew going into it when the state required us to adopt a uniform development ordinance that there were going to be pieces that needed to be looked at and adjusted, but we had a deadline to meet to adopt it for the state. So that's the point we're working through now is going back and either correcting or changing the zoning on particular parcels to what's the best for the parcel. But the intent was never and is not to put anyone in any harm. We just had to have the uniform development ordinance so that definitions in one ordinance is the same for each different zoning district. When you say house, it means house in each one. So I mean, because prior to that, our zoning ordinance was so choppy that you may have a definition of something in this district and it be totally different in another district. So we had to do that to get in compliance, and now we're just going through. And I understand people are concerned, but it really is, I think, a case of misinformation and lack of communication. The city could have probably done better with some communication through mail, but we used every media outlet that we know, and still apparently people weren't aware that this was happening and didn't have a chance to ask questions. So, we're not trying to put anybody in any danger of future businesses. So we just had to communicate a little better.
Sure, yeah. Well, and there's probably going to be some fine tuning of with all the municipalities. I know looks like all of them in Rockingham County are kind of working their way through that, and there will be some things you'll have to fine tune all along the way, probably until you get it right where you want it.
Yeah, that's what we anticipate. So that's the point we are right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, I know that was a long meeting. Then you had an executive meeting after that. So what time did you, meeting started at 6. I guess you were there by 5:30. What time did you finally finish up that night?
We finished about 9:15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, I mean, the closed session was not very long. It was an update on some safety procedures for the city, and that was it. So
yeah, okay.
We weren't in there very long at all.
Yeah. All right. One of the things on the agenda at the May meeting, looking at some things in Uptown Eden, some parking lot issues. I guess you're calling that the that work plan that is coming together. So maybe you can give us an update on that, Mayor.
Well, there was I didn't know the exact number, but there were multiple projects that are being taken on right now in Uptown. So, Kelly was there giving us an update. Some of them are basically maintenance issues, and then some others are improvements to the area. I mean, we're getting the new crosswalks put in, and the lights, the signal lights for pedestrians to cross the street. Those are things that have been needed for a while, and just with the amount of increased traffic and development pressure down in that area, we've decided to move forward with some of these items of maintenance and improvement. So, it's exciting. Things are happening down there.
Sure, yeah. And I have in my notes here, looking at those pedestrian signals, installing DOT, and they're paying for that, not the city, $78,000 in DOT money there, but installing 20 signals. that seems like a lot, but I guess you kind of figure up all the corners. That's
Yeah,
not a
you
bad
got four
number.
at each corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know looking at the alleyway behind the hotel that's being redone, and some of that city property and some, I think, private property, so getting that in place too.
Yeah, we need that alley's been in fairly rough shape for a while, and of course with the construction that's going on there now, it's become a maintenance issue. We need to repair the alley, so we're going to let them finish with all the construction and the dumpster uses and all those things, and then go back and pave it.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be nice and smooth along with Monroe Street and Washington Street.
Always
Got
nice.
a lot of work going on down there.
Yeah, really have. Always good to get those streets new topping there. That's for sure. And I know you're doing some work. Part of this plan in Uptown Eden is the parking lot there off Bridge Street.
Yeah, we're going to try to get some more spaces out of that. Maybe look at renting a part of the parking lot beside it. Like I said, there's pressure for parking down in that area now, and that's what we've wanted for 50 years, and I think that's what we finally, now we're experiencing it. We got to find a place to park and things to do downtown, because that seems to be where people are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exciting, isn't it, to see the upper floors of those old buildings that have been vacant for so long, just some things happening.
Yeah, it's definitely a positive change from what's been going on.
Yeah. And then we have Kingsway Plaza. That shopping center opened in the fall of '72 when I moved to Eden. And like other strip centers, they have their ups and downs. And that one's going through a regeneration right now, thanks to Marty Cotis.
Certainly, they're making improvements, I think, in phases to the parking lot. I know one section right in front of the new Burke's Outlet store has already been done, and he's got plans for lighting the parking lot, and got the murals that are being done on his building, and just trying to, like you said, bring some life back to that shopping center. And I think it's a highly visible property right in the center of our town that has had some neglect for a while, and I'm glad to see that he's spending his money and making it a looking better place.
Oh yeah, let's talk about out on the other end here, the old Winn-Dixie out beyond Eden Drive-In. Not a positive situation there at all. Is there anything working on that? Anything in the development stages, or anybody want to do anything there? Bulldoze it down, start over, or what?
Well, that would be a good option, but
yeah.
The owner has historically not maintained that property very well. I did speak with Mike Doherty. Spoke to somebody about trying to convince them that it would be a good purchase for them, but I don't think there's any interest right now, any serious interest in. They wouldn't consider buying it, but hey, I wish somebody would. We need a grocery store on that end of town. I don't know. I'm not a marketing expert, but it seems like there are a lot of people that live out there that would like to go have a closer grocery store.
Yeah, we all still miss that Winn-Dixie for sure.
Yeah.
Well, anything else we need to cover before we wrap up?
We had a busy week last week. We cut 3 ribbons last Friday.
Yeah.
That's always good. And then another one Tuesday of this week. So, again, it seems like I run into you very frequently at these events, and it's always a good sign. It's investment, and it's improving our city.
Yeah.
So the first one that I went to last week, I will tell you about this one because I don't know if a lot of people in Eden know about it.
Okay.
The river access up in Madison that just opened. It's behind Pine Hall Brick Company. There was an old dam there that had been leaking and having all sorts of issues, and they got a big grant from the federal government as well as some money from the state because there are some endangered species that live below that dam, and they were able to took the dam out and made rapids for rafting through there, and did 7 of them, I think. And it's just a real cool spot, easy access. It's got parking, it's got a sidewalk down to it, and I think that this summer. I think once people discover that's there, it's going to be a big draw for our county. And I look forward to trying. I don't think I'm going to get in the kayak, but I'll maybe take a tube through it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can go to Madtown Tubing and launch from there if you need to or whatever. But yeah, I was glad. I'm glad you were there because and some of the members of the Eden City Council were there. But your counterpart in Madison, David Myers, and I've been talking about that for at least 4 years, and it's exciting to see that project. Yeah, he really has. So exciting to see that happening there. And talking to someone in Reedsville yesterday, they've just opened their new kayak canoe access there at Lake Reedsville. So, water attracting people for recreation all over the county.
That's right. That's one of our main selling points is we have the outdoors and the nature. You can come and enjoy it, and then visit our little shops around town and have lunch.
Yeah. And aren't we fortunate we have the rivers right here in Eden and all of the access points. I've lost track how many there are, but lots of places, and they'll all begin to get busy now. I guess this is the traditional summer launch weekend.
Yeah, I've actually had somebody wanting me to ask you about getting that riverboat race going back.
Oh, really?
In the 80s, 70s.
The Great River Race. Oh, yeah.
The Great River Race. Yeah,
Boy,
that'd be fun.
That was quite a time there for a few years. Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed that. And it's funny you should mention that, Mayor, because every blue moon or so, someone says the same thing to me. Oh yeah, when are you going to do that Great River Race? Well, maybe we ought to sit down with the powers that be and see if we can relaunch that or something. And,
like you were saying about the river access points now, throughout the county there, and in the Eden, too, there's so many of them that if you are, if you're river savvy enough, you can pick which one you want to get in and how long you want to be in the river. And, there are all sorts of long distances, short distances. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think there are a lot of options. It used to be, you had a 4 or 5 hour trip anytime you got on there, but now I think you can do short ones or long all-day trips. So, you got a lot of options now.
You're exactly right. Yeah, options is a key word on our rivers, that's for sure. Okay, well, maybe next time we talk, it'll be on the riverbank.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. Mayor, it's always good to have you on the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Have a good long weekend.
All right, you too, sir. Talk again next month.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Neville Hall. He's the mayor of Eden. Our program is sponsored by Cheney's Restaurant on Kings Highway in Eden. That's a longtime favorite. Gosh, we all love Cheney's. Those daily specials, meats and vegetables, and all of those good cobblers that they always have, and really just good some good home cooking there at Cheney's. I love the breakfasts at Cheney's. They always seem to fix everything just the way you like it. Country ham and eggs and grits, one of my favorites. But lots of things on the breakfast menu, waffles and those silver dollar pancakes and things like that. Lots of folks like the steak specials and spaghetti. Check them out online on shoprockinghamcounty.com. You'll find the menu there for Cheney's Restaurant. And then not too far away, up Kings Highway, Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. Charles Carter has over 30 years of experience, quality work, affordable prices. They specialize in exhaust and custom and stock exhaust, things like that. All kinds of automotive work, all qualified mechanics to work on your vehicle. Quality work at affordable prices. It bears saying it twice. That's Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. And that's our program with the mayor of Eden, Neville Hall. To find out more about, we didn't mention, I said we were going to say something about this, but let me do it right now because we're having a Monroe Street Rock the Block party in Uptown Eden 1 week from today, Friday, June 4th, 5 to 9, food, vendors, raffles, beer, wine truck, music, cornhole tournament, pro wrestling. It's going to be a big day, Uptown Eden, next Friday. So make plans to get to that and support our Uptown Eden merchants. You'll find more information at exploreedennc.com and the city website, edennc.us. Remember, shop local.